Brittney Griner, real quick before we go. WNBA star Brittney Griner transferred to a Russian forced labor camp. Oh, so what happened to the Biden administration supposed to be making a swamp deal? What happened with that? They don't even talk about Brittney Griner no more.
Let me say something about this whole case that offends me and the American approach to it. This woman was in another country. She should have respected their laws. You don't bring cannabis oil through checkpoints at somebody else's airport, not as they tried to put it out initially as one e-cigarette worth, but several canisters. That's a no-no. Next thing is, as a former criminal court judge, a retired judge, this bothers me that there is a presumption that somebody can fix a case for you so you do not get treated like everybody else. I find that offensive, and I see too much of it on the local, state, and national level these days. There is an inherent presumption that somehow somebody from the United States should intervene and fix this case for her so she does not get treated like everybody else in Russia does when they get a case because she's somehow special.
Right. Yeah. And where is the LGBTQAI community protesting this in our media? Where is the Biden administration? What happened to that swap? So, I'm just like, listen, she shouldn't have bought that thing over there. She being transferred to a hard labor camp. And it is what it is.
Well, that's how she was earning her living. I thought basketball was strenuous labor, but maybe not. And the other point, it isn't like she was just a casual visitor. How many years has she been coming over there to play basketball, getting more from the Russians than she gets from the WNBA?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, it says Brittney Griner has been moved to a Russian forced labor camp nearly 9 months after the basketball player was arrested in Russia for allegedly possessing cannabis oil. The development is the latest update after Griner's appeal of her 9-year sentence was denied by the Russian court last month. White House released a statement earlier Wednesday morning condemning the move. Every minute that Brittney Griner must endure wrongful detention in Russia is a minute too long, Secretary of State Karine Jean-Pierre. As the administration continues to work tirelessly to secure her release, the president has directed the administration to prevail on her Russian captors to improve her treatment and conditions she may be forced to endure in a penal colony.
Favoritism, that assumption that you can fix a case. That's what that is. And by the way, what about American soldiers, Marines, American volunteers over in Ukraine that are held in prisoner of war camps, espionage and intelligence activists and agents that are being held? I think since they were actually doing something for the country that all of us benefited from, or at least did something more than just try to go in there and get cannabis oil, which is not really what it was. The correct term is hashish oil, which is much more potent than just smoking some reefer. I mean, that is what you reserve these special things on. A prisoner trade, you trade spies, you trade agents, you trade soldiers. You don't get a pampered queen on a basketball court who brings in heavyweight drugs. And see, when you refine that stuff, you get hashish, which is much more potent than just smoking some herb. Now, that's what you're dealing with, and it's this favoritism that has poisoned our whole system. It's not good.
Well said.